Welcome back to another episode of Sippy Cup Shenanigans in the new year. I am Taylor Palmer.
And I'm Katherine Jensen. Yes, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope your holidays were magical and wonderful and that you're excited for 2025. This is kind of silly, but I was thinking about how I love that the year is 2025 because I love multiples of 5. And 25 is just such a good number.
It's a satisfying number.
Yeah, and it's aesthetically pleasing and anyway, so I'm yes, I just love that 2025 just seems like a nice, clean, crisp year.
Yeah, I like it. I like that that's your thought. And then my thought was I saw something that was like 2025, we're just as close to 2050 as we were to 2000.
Okay,
that's a scary thought to me.
That's actually crazy.
So
yeah, that's wild. I'm wait, I'll be alive for 2050? That seems so far away.
yeah, well,
Ugh.
2025 seemed far away a while ago, right? I thought we'd have flying cars as the norm.
Yeah.
So.
Not there yet. But maybe. But so today we're going to talk about speaking of the new year, we're going to talk about ins and outs for 2025. So everything that we are taking with us this new year or adding into our lives, and then everything we are chucking to the curb or leaving behind in 2024 as we turn this new leaf. And also, I just want to mention, just have to add a little disclaimer here that if you are one that does not do New Year's resolutions or think about, ins and outs or make goals or whatever, I think that's totally fine too.
Yeah.
No pressure, right? But I do like the excuse to kind of evaluate my life a little bit.
Yeah. I do too. It feels like you're starting fresh, clean slate, but also I am one of those people that doesn't always set goals.
Yeah.
Because they oftentimes don't, I don't follow through.
And then you feel bad.
Yeah.
Totally.
And so this year, though, I feel very determined to set realistic expectations for myself and to do my best to follow through. Not necessarily hard and fast goals that have to get done, but just some life changes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I like the new year. I like the opportunity to make some goals. Whether I achieve those come 2026, we shall see, but it's a nice thought.
It's I feel like it's our year. We're going to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you said, it's a crisp,
clean year.
Exactly. We're ready.
That's going to be the title of our episode. Crisp, clean year. People are what does that even mean? I don't know, but it sounds nice.
Well, Riley agrees with us. He's over there clapping for us. So.
Perfect. We got our cheerleader already. Well, should we start with some of our personal ins and outs for 2025?
Let's do it. You go. You started off. Yes.
Okay. Well, I think my big one is reading is in for me. I'm not much of a reader generally. Sometimes I go through phases, I think, where I'm more into it. But with young kids and stuff, I feel like it's just so hard.
Yeah.
But I really want to read more. And so I have a specific goal to read 12 books this year, which does not sound like a lot, but it's a lot for me because I read one book last year. So
that is a lot.
So that's one a month, which seems like a lot to me. But
are you planning on reading the physical books or doing audiobooks or
both.
A mix?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Currently, I started one that's a physical book, but I'm also planning on doing some audiobooks too.
Okay. I love the feeling of like having a physical book. And when I say that, I don't read, but I like the idea of
Yeah.
having the physical book. But the audio book is, thank you. My husband's just over there making fun of me. But audiobooks, I feel like are a lot more realistic because you can get through a lot more.
Yep.
And you can put it at like 2 times or 1.5 times speed. So which is like
which is like faster than I read because I'm a slow reader. That's the other thing is I'm a very slow reader. And yeah, audiobooks are nice. You can listen to it while you're doing dishes or laundry or whatever. But
I'm actually very similar. One of mine was reading as well. But I also have organization and like cleanliness is in for me because I just don't do it. And I think that it's more realistic like organization. And so getting myself to a point where I can like have things running daily instead of like overwhelming myself with like a big day of having to clean everything where it's like every day there's something different, small tasks that just help me keep everything together. And out is sitting on the couch being lazy and letting it all get into piles. AKA letting my ADHD run my life. So
I feel ya.
Yeah, just setting more like daily realistic organizational goals for myself.
Things that are like doable, not like the house will be spotless and I will have everything. But more because that's where like I have like a very like all or nothing.
So do I.
Mentality, which I've learned is ADHD. But and so I'm like it's either like there's no organization, no cleanliness, or I'm like, okay, it has to be perfect. And like it's finding something in the middle.
That is me.
Yep.
So yeah, little tiny bits here and there. And I'm also the all or nothing. So it's just like I'm gonna it's kind of having to let go. And figure that out. Hopefully getting the ADHD bit under control a bit too to help with that. So, but out is my regular like let everything become a mess. To be fair, it is the second and I haven't fully gotten there, but it's fine. We're working on it. It's a slow ramp up.
Yeah. Okay, my next one is in water.
Oh my gosh, you're saying all of the ones.
That's good. We can help each other, keep each other accountable. And my out is soda. Because I love soda, but I'm doing away with soda and for multiple reasons. One, I just need to drink more water because I struggle to drink enough water. And also with soda, it's a health thing and also a financial thing.
It does get expensive.
Yeah, both Austin and I love soda. We love to like do drink runs, you know, like go to the gas station and pick up a soda.
You guys are from Utah, and that's like a culture thing though, too.
It is very much.
That's hard.
Yes. But we need to, you know, cut back on spending, and that is one that we're going to do is no soda.
Nice.
Yeah. So
you could try, well, if you're going on the financial bit, but Poppy and Olipop.
I know we talked about that and like because well, okay, so I'm not doing like no soda period because like I don't know if like Poppy and that kind of stuff counts. I still don't want to like be drinking that every day, but you know, like every once in a while. I love a fizzy drink. I love a fizzy drink.
I'm drinking Poppy.
Yeah. Oh, I love Poppy. I love a fizzy drink, but mainly like I also love Diet Coke. Like I'm also very Utah when it comes to that. And so I need to do away with Coke and Mountain Dew. Those are like the two that we drink a lot. And so those are the main ones.
This is slightly off, but because you just said you needed to do away with like Coke.
Yeah.
did you see that Kristen Chenoweth for New Year's said that like her goal was to stop having Coke, but she was saying Coca-Cola, but the way that she said it sounded like Coke.
Cocaine.
And so when you said Coke just now, it reminded me of that. And I saw a clip of it today. She's like, no more, like, I want to stop having Coke or using like Coke or whatever. And people were like, and the next clip was she's like, Coke.
Thank you for the clarification. I too mean Coca-Cola products.
I thought it was hilarious though, because I feel like as a celebrity, maybe you don't know, like maybe she really meant Coke.
I mean, totally. There's a lot of people in Hollywood who have do that. So, you know,
I thought it was funny because you said that. I was like, oh, I remembered that. That was her. I think out as well. Her out, I think, was like so similar, but
yeah.
No, I never got into like sodas. I think they're too sugary for me.
Really?
I'm gonna be grateful for that.
I was telling Austin this yesterday. I actually didn't even like soda until college. Like I was telling him, isn't it crazy that I went 18 years of my life without drinking soda because I just didn't like it. Like in high school, I didn't like soda. I didn't like the carbonation. And then college, I don't know. Well, you know what it was? It was the soda shops started getting big. And that's when I started drinking soda.
Yeah, that makes sense. I remember having the thought in college because I still did. It was just the sugar because I get stomach aches.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I have literally unlimited soda available to me right now. And I went for the water. But soda, like there are certain sodas that I'll like. Like I'll have a few sips and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Know. Yeah. It's so
like
good.
What, like root beer? I could go for it. Now that's not everybody's cup of tea. I like root beer and Dr. Pepper.
See, I don't love Dr. Pepper. I like a root beer occasionally.
But... The Poppy I have right now is like Dr. Pepper.
I've never tried that one, but I don't like Dr. Pepper, so
you probably would. This is the only soda one that I like. And like the lemon lime. Their soda ones taste weird and I don't like it. Yeah. I like the fruit stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good one though. Good in, good out. Water. That was mine.
Yeah, water.
Okay, another one of mine was with like my relationship. So I like is like more quality time for my husband and I to be spending together one-on-one.
That's good. That's a good one.
Because we just don't do that enough. And it's hard. And I feel like out is just like coexisting, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I want to be more intentional rather than just like kind of being here but not like really
side
being present with each other.
Yeah.
I think it's hard with the season of life that we're in, but something that I want to be more intentional with this year.
Totally.
For sure.
It's easy to get into like the roommate.
And we joke about it that's like what we are.
Yeah.
But I do think that this year I have a different sense of like self, I guess. I don't know what that means. It's the first year in a number of years that I'm not going into it thinking, am I going to get pregnant this year? Am I nursing this year?
Yeah.
Like having a baby this year?
Totally. Like, no, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Like I can focus on myself and my kids.
Body
my body is mine.
All yours. Yes. So therefore you have like more of yourself to like give to your husband in terms of time and energy and
sex.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah.
So my next one is these are also like super cliche and not original in any way. But in is fruits and vegetables.
Love it. These are all wow, are we both just like generic?
Yeah, I'm like, these are like just your typical goals, right? Out is fast food. Again, this is both a health thing and financial. So two birds, one stone. And then just kind of going along with that, because it's also like food. In is protein.
Yeah,
Out is sugar.
I
So
agree.
I'm not like cutting sugar. Okay. I'm just saying I need to increase my sugar or my protein intake and decrease my sugar intake because I eat a lot of sugar and
You
I don't eat enough protein. So yeah.
you used to do you remember when we were younger and your dad would like give you those challenges and you'd go like however long without eating
Yes.
sugar and
Yes,
he'd give you
he gave me money. Yeah, I
yeah.
went a year with like no sugar, like no desserts, no candy, no ice cream, no juice, no soda,
I
like none of
admired
that.
you for that.
Yeah, and I don't remember how much he gave me, but he did give me some cuz he's like, "Well, I would spend this
On
on
the
on the candy and the ice cream anyways." So,
nice.
um yeah, and
It's
then I did
possible.
it. I think I did it
You did
one
it
or
multiple
two. Yeah,
times.
I was going to say I did it like 2 or 3 times. I
Mhm.
forgot about that.
Oh no, I remembered that. I was
Oh
always like,
man.
"Dang, she's."
I don't
Although it
know.
was a bit of a bummer because sometimes I would want the sugar and you
Yes.
like wouldn't be doing it. I'm like, "Gosh darn it, come on,
Yeah, you're like,
just eat it.
yeah.
Let me break
Totally.
you."
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that today.
Sometimes I just like need a little
Uh-huh.
fix,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yep. But I'm trying like I eat dessert every night.
Mhm.
Like I have ice cream or something pretty much every single night. So, my goal is to instead of like having dessert every night to do like a protein
Mm.
smoothie instead or like yogurt or something like that. So,
Do you ever see people like on Instagram or TikTok do like the different healthy
mhm. Treats.
desserts? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would want to do
I
something
want to
like
try
that.
some of those too for like my kids too.
The dates with peanut butter
Yeah.
and chocolate, those are good.
I can't. I
Really?
can't. No, because I got so sick of dates
Mm,
at the end of my last pregnancy
yeah.
because I did that. I did the like Snickers
Yeah.
dates or whatever and they were good. At first I was like, "Oh, easy. Like these are great. This is like candy, you know? I'm just like popping it." And then like very quick and this is like something that happens to me generally is like
Mhm.
I'll fixate on food
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
I get sick of it so fast.
Yeah.
And so I was like by the end I was like I don't want to see another date ever again.
Well, never
So
mind.
so I can't do dates, but
Dates are out. Okay.
yeah, exactly. Dates are out.
Oh my
But there
god.
are other dessert alternatives that do look good.
Mhm.
So I
I
will
don't know
be
why
trying.
that's the only one popping into my head right now, but yeah, there's a lot of other ones.
Like the yogurt bark. Have you seen
Mhm.
those? Like
Mhm.
that looks good. I
Yeah,
don't know.
those are good. I've
I gotta
done like
Pinterest it.
apples with peanut butter and then
Yeah.
melted like dark chocolate on top, and they're just
Yeah.
like crunchy little chips.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah, those are good. I ate a bunch of those and I hid them from Everly because I didn't want her to have any of them.
Fair.
All for me. And then I just go straight back to my ice cream, which I have a
Yeah.
huge tub of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of ones that I have that you haven't said.
Don't.
Um, no, I think we have very the same ones. Um, I think an in for me this year is to take time to prioritize myself,
Mm.
and an out is ignoring like things that I need to focus on for me, if that makes
Mm.
sense.
Yes.
Like,
Being like, no, that's fine. I don't need that. Or just trying to like push through or
yeah, yeah, like taking time to either do I don't know, say therapy or like
mm.
I have a psychiatrist that I've been talking to, which she seems like a therapist, which I know that they're different, but she's great. So the
That's
that
awesome.
taking time just if I need a moment to just like be alone. Take a breath to not let my stress kind of rule me this year, which it's gonna be unavoidable at times, but kind of just prioritizing, focusing on that and not letting that rule me, because I feel like this past year it got pretty bad and I kind of have let it take over me at times. So this year I want to focus on me and focus on being the best version of myself for me and my kids.
I love that.
So don't know how it's going to all play out, but I do know that I need to, like, all the things that we've been talking about, I think kind of play into that as well. Like health, healthy food choices, drinking a lot of water, prioritizing my relationship, all those things I think come together to kind of help.
Totally. That's a big one. Sorry, for me too. Because I've been just like super stressed and like not feeling like my best self, kind of like you said. But there was a day where I was just like really struggling, and I was like, felt like it was taking a toll on like my kids too. And I was like, that's not the mom that I want to be. Like that's not how I want to show up every day for my kids. And so what do I need to do so that I am in a better spot personally, so I can show up in a better way for my kids too. And like taking the time to figure that out, which is, it's hard, it's a process, and you're still gonna have those days where you're like, I'm not proud of that day. I'm not proud of how I reacted, or
or that moment or whatever.
Or that
it
moment
happens all the time.
For sure. But I'm right there with you.
I've had a lot of those moments or days recently. The holidays are like the most overwhelming thing in the world.
Yes, they're amazing and magical and fun, but also stressful and overstimulating and all the things.
My mom always did such an amazing job, and I do remember the holidays being like stressful, but I never was. But now being a mom and like putting it all together, I'm like, oh my God, I get it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's hard to be like bringing all the magic to life. So, but being the best version, it's not an easy thing. So
yeah, for sure. And it's
like important.
I feel like trial and error too, like what makes you feel good. And one of those things which is on my list is more time outside, because I like days when we don't leave the house and we're just cooped up and I don't see the sun or I don't get fresh air, like I just know that makes a huge difference and like takes a toll. And so that's one of my big goals, is spend more time outside, and with that, like less screen time for myself and like for the kids. So
we're the same person. I'm like, I also want to get outside more too. That was my
Yes. And it's kind of hard right now where I'm at because it's freaking cold. And today we had a wind advisory, gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So that didn't happen today, and it might not for a little bit, but eventually.
Hey, I didn't have that advisory and I did not get out of the house today. So I was planning on maybe going outside, and I couldn't because, well, I could have changed, but all of our water was turned off and I wanted to shower and I was like, I look like poo. So we're staying in.
So we're stuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
No water. No fun.
Yeah, no fun.
So, but yeah, no, I agree with that. I also, another is like, in terms of like prioritizing health, is working out. I do not work out.
That's another one.
So, but it's so bad. And so Dwayne and I have our like little like gym set up in our garage, and my is to start doing that. Like I want to prioritize my health and
Yeah.
exercise and carving out time for him and I to go out there and do that.
Mhm.
And out is sitting on my bum all the time. As much as I hate working out, I don't like it. I
Mm.
think that once I start doing it consistently
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
create a habit of it, I have a
Yeah.
feeling that I will enjoy it and I
Yeah.
will look forward to doing it. I just like don't.
Yeah.
So I do need to create a habit for myself, and then that is something that I will do.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. For me, for this year, because I feel like it's a new year. It's a new, how do I say this?
Sorry.
There's a lot of changes happening in our country this year, okay? I'm just
Yes.
going to say it like that without saying anything else. I think something that is in for myself is, well, not just myself, I'm hoping many women, but protecting women's rights,
Amen.
autonomy over our own bodies and our own
Amen.
choices. And I say that because I have a daughter and I feel
Mhm.
it for her and I feel it for myself. So I feel like this is a year of working
Not forgetting that.
on protecting that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Um and what's out is, outdated views on
Mm.
that, or
Yep.
having other people control women's bodies.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
That's a personal thing, and I know everyone has their own beliefs on it. This is my take, so take with that as you will. If you have a different view, I, am have your own view. I'm not going to I don't want to argue with anybody about it. That's totally fine for everyone to have their own view. That is mine. So
I agree.
that is what I'm taking with me into 2025. And I feel very strongly about it this year especially. So
Same. Yep.
yeah,
Right there with you.
yeah. I feel like that's my little bit of a spicier one. Not too spicy to hopefully upset anybody.
That reminds me, like you were saying, yeah, like protecting um women's rights, and like you were thinking specifically about like your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like for me too, that's another thing, is really protecting like my kids, and what do I want their futures
Mm-hmm.
to look like, and what can I do? And so something that is in for me that I hadn't like written this down or like specifically thought about it, but it's been like kind of a passing thought that I've had, is like doing more research, and like how can
Mm-hmm.
I be educated, and how can I be involved and supporting causes that
Mm-hmm.
I feel passionately about, and that I I want to help
Yeah.
advocate for my kids, is mainly like you're saying, like who I have in mind
Yeah.
is like what can I do for their future.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I
that's
like how you
definitely.
said to like research things because I feel like
Mhm.
that's also something. There's a lot of misinformation with
Mhm. Yeah.
how much like social media is just getting like thrown at us all the time.
Yeah.
And now that
Yeah.
AI is becoming like a huge thing too, like there's just so much misinformation. So researching and like
Mhm.
knowing what's actually going on,
Yeah.
and advocating that way, I think is like a great thing
Totally.
to be an in, to just like
Yes.
to know
Yeah.
everything that's going on, be educated about it,
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
working towards a happier
Cuz
future
cuz
for our kids.
I've been definitely guilty of trying to just like
Mm-hmm.
ignore it, like, oh, I don't want to know about the bad that's going
Mm-hmm.
on, and I just like try to not think about it, not see it, which I mean, you have to like set boundaries for yourself so you're not being like
Yeah.
overwhelmed, right? Obviously.
Mm.
But within what I
Yeah.
can, handle mentally, emotionally, and things, however like small it may be, things I can do to do
Agreed.
that. I don't know
No, I
if that
agree.
makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. It makes, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Ooh, an out. Apologizing for a messy house. Yeah. Let's not
Yeah.
apologize for it. We all know we have kids.
Yep.
Okay. It's fine. If you're gonna start judging me, start cleaning it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Seriously. Actually, that makes me think just more generally, even, I feel like an out for me is just over apologizing.
Yes.
Because I do that a lot. And I feel like every time I do that, it chips away at my self a little bit. I don't know, like my sense of self or like my confidence or like my I don't know. I'm just like I feel like the more I apologize, like over apologize and like
Is that a
then
woman thing?
I think
'Cause I
so.
do it too all the time.
I
Like, I feel
think
like
it
I have to say
is.
sorry.
I think it's a people pleasing thing. I think it's I don't know. I
I
don't
do
know,
it.
but
I
I
say it
think a
all the
lot of
time.
people do it and but that's an out for me is
Mhm.
over apologizing.
I
Like
agree.
it's almost like just a natural like reaction I have
Mhm.
like to things.
Same.
Like what things I don't even need to be sorry for that
Mhm.
aren't my fault. I'm like, why am I
Yeah.
It's
No,
just like it's like my automatic response to like everything.
now that you're saying this, I think that I must do this too much because now that I'm saying it, Everly says she's sorry for things that she
Yeah.
shouldn't be sorry for, and I'll
Yep.
tell her, I'm like, "Honey, you don't need to be sorry for that.
Yep.
Like,
Hillam does
it's
that too.
okay."
Hillam does that too.
It'll
Yeah.
be something silly. I'm like, "Honey, that wasn't your fault. You don't need to say
Yeah.
you're sorry for it. Like, also,
Totally.
you didn't do anything."
Totally. Yeah,
So,
so it's like, is that like a learned
yeah,
behavior? Yeah.
maybe I'm like doing it too much. I don't want her to feel like she's
Yeah,
got to apologize for things. I
totally.
definitely have to watch myself around. That's something that I need to start modeling more. I guess this could be an in of like what I want Everly to see and like
Mm,
feel.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so I started, a friend told me that someone told her, like, when you wear makeup, it's not to be like pretty or beautiful, it's to be fancy. Like, oh, I'm just being
Mm,
fancy, so that you're not wording it as like you need makeup to be pretty or
I
beautiful.
like that.
So it's
Yeah.
like things like that where instead of being like, oh, it's so pretty, I'll be like, oh, we're so fancy today. Like, this is so
Yeah, yeah.
fancy. So I'm trying to like be careful. And that doesn't mean that I don't ever like slip up and say things, but
Totally, totally.
trying to model for
Like
her.
reframe
Yeah,
things.
so that she
Yeah,
grows
yeah.
up thinking. Like, I'll catch myself too, like looking at myself in the mirror and being like, "Oh, if I just was like thinner there or
Yeah,
that." And then I'm
yeah.
like, I can't let her see me doing this
Totally,
because I don't
totally.
want her growing up thinking that she needs to look a certain way.
Totally. Yeah. I know. I need to be better about that too, just being intentional about what I say about myself
Mhm.
around the kids, especially cuz I was thinking about this the other day. Austin and I whenever we're like driving somewhere, like we just that's like kind of when we talk
Mhm.
about like life and things that have been on our minds and Hillam's like old enough now that I feel like we need to
Catches on.
pick a different time and place for that
Mhm.
because uh he listens more than I think we
Yeah.
realize. And a lot of times I'll be like, yeah, like complaining about
Mhm.
myself or like feeling bad about something that I did or that someone else did,
Yep.
and they catch on to that. So I was just thinking about that the other day. Like I need to yeah, just be more like aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's not that
Mhm.
there's like a few things I try and stay away, like I try not to say fat.
Yep.
That's like
Yep.
that's like probably my biggest thing.
Yep.
But I also think that there's like a difference with girls and boys.
Yeah.
Not to say
There's
that like that's not a thing with boys either,
no,
like
but
'cause
it's
that for
definitely
sure
like
is, but
body image is definitely
placed on girls
mhm.
and young
Mhm.
girls, and so
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like hyper aware of it, I feel like, and I don't want
Yeah.
her growing up to think anything less
Mhm.
of herself.
Totally.
So,
Totally.
I'm like, I get the swearing should probably start,
Yeah. Yeah.
coming down, but somehow I'm still having a hard time with that.
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I've let it slip a
Good.
couple of times, and Austin will look at me like, "Hello,
Dwayne
someone's
gets mad. Mhm.
listening."
Dwayne will be like, "Taylor, language," and I'm like,
Yeah.
Shit, sorry."
Yeah.
She
Yep.
hasn't fully said anything back yet, but she definitely could. She
Right.
could.
Right. Totally same
She
with
could.
him. Yep.
Yeah. She says some things like really funnily. Like like the owlet sock. This is kind
Mhm.
of off topic, but
That's
I
okay.
take it off in the morning for Riley and I ask her to put it back on the base station.
Yeah.
That's like her little job. She'll put the sock
Yeah.
back and then bring over a diaper and she's like, "Okay, Mom, I got the cock."
Oh.
I'm
Oh my
like,
gosh.
okay.
That's
Okay.
amazing. You're like, great, great.
I'm like,
Just
"What do
don't
you
say that in
have?"
public. Yeah.
And then the way like we've
Uh,
been having a lot of soup
mm.
and so it's always like, "Mom, I'm drinking poop." I'm like, "Okay." I'm
You're
like,
like,
"Oh,
"Oh, that's lovely."
I hope these never go away because this is just
I
hilarious."
know, it's so
Love it.
funny. I love the words that
Mhm.
kids say. Hillam, one of my favorites that he says right now, because we live in an apartment complex that has elevators,
Mm,
and he gets really excited to ride the elevator and press the buttons,
mm.
but he calls it an alligator.
Uh, an alligator?
Like alligator and
Yeah.
elevator.
Uh-huh.
An alligator. It's so cute. I
That's
love
so
it.
fun. Oh. Does he ever if you ever try and pronounce it properly, does he ever go like, "No"?
Well,
Because
um,
Everly does that. She'll get mad at me. She's like, "No, Mom."
I mean, if
Like I know it.
mostly what happens is if I ever try to correct him on something, like like, "Oh, can you say elevator?" He'll just be like, "Alligator." Like that's what I'm saying. Like like, "What do you mean?" I'll be like, "Elevator." And he's like, "Alligator." Like what? Like what?
I did that when I was a kid with tunnel. And I remember being in the car with friends and my mom kept saying tunnel and I was like, "Tunna." And she's
Tana.
like, "No, it's not Tunna, it's tunnel." I'm like, "It's Tunna." And I remember being so mad. And my mom will still bring it up. She's like, "You were
Really?
crying." I
Oh
know.
my gosh. My other favorite one that Hillam says is hamburger, but he says hangaber.
Oh, that's so cute.
Hangaber. It's so cute. And I'm like, well, Austin and I have joked about not never correcting him,
Mm.
right? And starting to call things yeah, we just if we just always call elevators alligators or hamburgers hangabers. And then when he goes to school or
Oh
something,
no.
he's like an alligator and they're like, "What? Like an alligator?" And they're like he's like, "No, an alligator." And they're like, "Do you mean elevator?"
Poor kid's gonna be like, "What? Like I've been saying it wrong this
Yeah,
whole time?"
yeah, exactly, exactly.
I love
Uh,
it. I love it.
we
It's
probably won't, but it's a funny idea.
No, it's funny when kids say stuff differently. It's like I
Yeah,
don't want them to
change,
stop.
grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Everly says things that are just cute and I'm like, never change.
Never change. I know. I know. I okay, this is something that is in for me.
Okay.
Is or maybe it's an out depending on how you frame it. But not worrying about how many pictures I take or how many videos I take of
Mm.
just take all the pictures and take all the videos because it's just
Yeah.
you're not going to regret it,
No.
and sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I take too many pictures or too many videos," and then
No.
I run out of space on my phone and but
No.
I that's an in for me is I'm just gonna take all the pictures and
Do
take
it.
all the videos and I'm not gonna worry if I have time to go through them and delete the duplicates or whatever,
Mhm.
great. If not, whatever. We have extra photos
Yes. No, that's
so
I would model you because I don't take enough. So I think
mm,
the end for me would be taking more
yeah.
because I feel like I miss memories
Well,
and
I
I'm like
feel
I
like
didn't get enough pictures.
for me, that's I don't know, the best kind of journal that I have. I'm not super
Mhm.
consistent with actually journaling.
Mm.
I try to, but but for me, it's like, oh, what did we do that day? I can go back and look at
Yeah.
my photos and be like, oh yeah, that's what we did. And I mean, like, I don't want to be like over consumed with like,
Mm-hmm.
if we go somewhere, like
Having your phone out for pictures the whole time.
yes. So like
Yeah.
there's like a difference, right?
Yeah.
There's
Happy
a
medium.
balance, there's a
Mm-hmm.
fine line. Like, I don't want to be worried about, yeah, like having to capture everything. But if it's
Yeah.
like, if it's natural and I like,
Yeah.
I have the phone out, or
Yeah.
like it works. I don't want to have to be like, oh no, let's go back and take
Yeah.
a
And take,
picture or
yeah.
whatever. But if you're able to like snap a quick picture
It's
or like
good for
capture the
memories.
moment, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, okay, you said journal. I never journal. Like I never journal. But that was actually something that I think I do want to do this year. And I'm
Mm.
remembering that I have that for my vision board that I want to do
Oh, there you go.
is journaling, because I think that what I was tying that into for me for my in was like self-care. And I think that
Yeah.
unwinding and like taking, it doesn't have to be like every
Yeah.
night, but every couple nights or like once a week, just sitting down and journaling about like what happened, how I
Yeah.
felt, I think would be really good. And I know
Totally.
that like therapists talk about
Mhm.
doing that all the time, and I'm
Yeah.
so bad at it. But I
Same.
think that if I set that goal or like habit, I guess, for myself,
Yeah.
that I think it could be really good. And it would
Yeah.
have to be a created habit. Like I need to create that
Mhm.
habit. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. So I have to be
Totally.
consistent. So
Yes, consistency is
is
key.
consistency is in.
It's consistency is the overall in.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And what flakiness is out.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I know that if I like journal, like sat down and like did a thought download or just a journal,
Mhm.
like even once a week, I know my mental health would thank me. But it's
Yeah.
just like,
It's hard to do.
it's so hard to just sit down and write.
But it's
Like,
also hard to like find the time.
yeah, it's impossible. But
Because
I
the
was gonna say, oh, go ahead.
no. I was just saying the kids go to bed and then I want to go to
Hmm.
bed. And
Oh
then
yeah.
but I think that I don't put enough like effort into like taking that time for myself.
Hmm.
And I need to.
Yeah.
So if that means that I'm a little bit more tired, I think that that's fine because
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
need to do that. But you go, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just gonna say, if you like physically writing
Hmm.
in a journal, then you should do that. But if you want a fun journal app to use, I use it mostly for like, I used it for Haze's like monthly milestone
Mm-hmm.
pictures and stuff, where like if we go on a trip, I'll like upload some pictures and write a
Yeah.
little thing. Is the Day One app.
Okay.
I love it. I pay for the like premium subscription or
Okay.
whatever. I think it's like $30 a year.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
then you just get like unlimited journal entries and
Hmm.
photos, and I love it because it's just like I can just do a quick little like, oh, this is what happened today and it
Yeah.
stood out to me because of this. Or like, what I do is I just have like a running journal entry with like Hillam quotes,
Oh,
and I'll just
cute.
like add like funny things that Hillam says. Like, I just added the alligator thing because I want to remember that that's like something
That's so
he says.
cute.
So if you want like um an app version, that's a good one.
Okay. I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah.
I will definitely look at both. I think part of me thinks that handwritten
Yes. Well, I was gonna say
is
for
like,
like the therapeutic like
I think
journaling, I
it'll
feel
get
like
me away from a screen. I think
yes,
that's where
yes,
my mind's
totally,
going. But
totally.
the ease of it also, I like that too. So,
Well, yeah, and it's like serves a little. It kind of serves two different
mm-hmm.
purposes. Like, I don't use that for like my like deepest thoughts
Yeah.
and like stresses and worry.
Yeah.
It's more like a fun like
Yeah. That's
um
cute though.
what's been going on kind of a thing.
I
So,
need a running Everly
anyways,
quote thing.
yeah, I like it.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Well,
should that be a fun ending note?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, and tell us what your ins and outs are for
Here's
the year.
to a crisp and happy new year. A year
Exactly.
of
2025.
being our best selves
Yes.
and working toward, I don't know, like a happy year. A happy
Yeah.
you, a happy year, a happy family, a happy everything. It's going to be a good one.
Yes. It's going to be great. We love you all, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.